what's up everybody? Welcome to another segment of Read With Me. I am your host, Kelly Michelle. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this channel, if you're new, we read together separately. So the goal is to read 12 books together by the end of the year. So I will select a book at the beginning of the month and we will read that book throughout the month. And then I will share my insights, my takeaways, and things that resonated with me 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so you as the audience, you will be reading along with me. There's assigned chapters for each segment that I will share my thoughts, and we will finish reading the books together by the end of the month, just as I just stated. So we have already read the first quarter of the year books, January through March, and now we're working through our book for April, which is The Psychology of Money. And so last time I went over chapters 13 and 14, and today I'm going to share my insights for chapters 15 and 16. And I always like to say the disclaimer that I am just simply sharing my thoughts and concepts that spoke to me. I am not trying to teach this book or say that these are thoughts of my own, but I want to encourage you to take time to read this book. All right, chapter 15. The title is Nothing's Free, and chapter 16 is titled You and Me. So here are my takeaways for chapter 15. 1, everything has a price. You have to figure out what the price is and are you willing to pay it. Number 2, most things are harder in practice than they are in theory. And number 3, the price of investing success is not immediately obvious. The thing I want to emphasize is number 2 is that most things are harder in practice than they are in theory. It makes me think about my childhood and me playing the piano. So in theory, the piano might seem like an easy instrument, but in practice, it can be a lot harder. There's so many things that you have to keep in mind when you're playing the piano, and so actually doing it is much harder. And so those were my takeaways for chapter 15. Chapter 16 is titled You and Me. Here are my takeaways. Greed is an indelible feature of human nature. Number 2, being swayed by people playing a different game can throw off how you think you're supposed to spend money. And number 3, with money, understand your own time horizon and don't be persuaded by actions and behaviors of people playing a different game. And so in chapter 16, and I really encourage you to read chapter 16, it was just really talking about how people can be playing different games with their money when it comes to investing. So like you could be a long-term investor, you can be a day trader, you can be a short-term investor. And that the emphasis is that you don't play the game or you don't play the game if you're a short-term investor and have the same strategy as if you were a long-time investor. And so I really encourage you to read the chapter to really understand what the difference is. But that's what was really emphasized in this chapter, is that understanding what is your game, what is your long-term goal with your money, and then accurately taking actions for what your strategy is, and not looking at and being influenced by what other people might be doing because they could be in a different game than you are. So those are my takeaways for chapters 15 and 16. Next time, I'll be going over chapter 17. If you are enjoying this channel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to take some time to read today to sharpen your mind. Please, I want to emphasize, comment. I love to hear what you thought about the chapters and what your takeaways were. Did you have the same takeaways and reflections as I did? Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, happy reading.